have an easy experience. And you know what the greatest honor I've ever received as a player is? In my 4th year and my 5th year, I was named team captain.
Just before Frizzell got him, and a leaping interception by Woodson, who got a foot down somehow inbounds.
Thomas, touchdown, Wolverine.
Nice call.
Here's a look at Boston and Woodson on the outside. They're just standing there, now they're fighting.
One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
Plant their flag in the middle of the Ohio State field, and the Buckeyes rushed right.
Play fake. McCarthy scanning downfield and throws it high, and Wilson's got it. Coleman Wilson weaving down inside.
There it is. They won't pull that down. Chris, as they say in Ann Arbor, conquering heroes, victors valiant, Michigan national champion.
Good morning, Wolverine Nation. Well, I don't know if I should use good morning.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
But welcome into the first live episode of Wolverine Backers on the College Football Backers Network. Kyle, how are we doing this morning after that tough night game last night?
We're doing fine. I feel and first I want to apologize to everyone in the Backers Nation. It's my fault we're late. Young kids always make things difficult, but we're trying to pull things together here. And Mike and I, we watched the game together last night.
Eventful. Let's use the word. It was eventful.
It was eventful.
As we were watching it.
I don't think that we'll get into everything sooner. How are you, Mike? How are you this morning?
I'm doing okay. Looking forward to rewatching the game, unfortunately, to do some articles on it, but didn't go the way I was hoping or I thought. It's one of those games where Michigan can afford to lose it, but the way they lost it is not what I don't think any of us wanted to see. Disappointing, to say the least. We had our chances, and it felt a lot like last year. The defense missed tackles. Offense seemed like poor play calling. Was it in the first quarter? You had I think it was a 3rd and 4 on the first drive, and a jet sweep that goes nowhere, and you punt. Just all around a bad game.
I can't disagree with you more. I don't think it was a bad game. I think if we take in what college football is, I think you and I predicted this outcome last week. I wasn't too, obviously I want to win. Everyone wants to win, obviously. But I think you and I talked about it last week. We probably weren't going to roll in with, an 18-year-old quarterback. I don't know who or if anyone has the gall to say that Bryce Underwood's the reason for this loss. I disagree with that. But we went into a challenge. We came up short, but we have the rest of the season to prove ourselves. And we don't have a difficult season coming up post Oklahoma. So we can still do this, man. I'm sorry, I got Lion stuff going on right now in the shadow of my national championships. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was the worst thing
It's definitely not the worst thing, but I think problems that we seen last year are starting to rear their ugly head again. And now the question becomes, was just firing Kirk Campbell enough? Or should other moves have been made for Sharon Moore to make the team better?
I will say this. I feel like Sharon had some deer in the headlights moments last night. It doesn't mean, he played for Oklahoma and, like he went there and he was losing his mind in certain situations because of where he was. I don't think any of that had anything to do with it. I just feel one team won because they were better. And when your main player, when one quarterback plays better than the other, the team usually wins. And I feel like every time Oklahoma needed 3 yards, they got 3.5. Anytime Oklahoma needed something to happen, it happened for them. And I'm not saying that's because of luck or that's because that's loser talk. But the better team won the football game. I think last week you and I both predicted that Oklahoma would win this football game. I'm not shocked by the loss. It's hard, to take the loss, but we lost the football game, but we lost to a better opponent. And know what winners do? They take lessons they've learned from a loss, and we move forward and we win more football games. My opinion.
I just think the play calling all around in the game wasn't very good on offense, and I think on defense. I think that's why Michigan went 3 for 14 on third downs and averaged needing 8.4 yards on third down. Like you got to stay on track. You got to stay ahead of the game. And
mathematics don't ever lie.
And
right?
I think
statistics don't ever lie. And we didn't win the statistical battle. And you and I watched the game last night. We were stomping, at least I was stomping around your living room, preaching that, we had won the turnover battle. We, at one point, had more rushing yards. And I don't know if you watched Wolverine Backers last week, which you should have. But we were at one point ahead in the rushing category, and we came up short. We lost the football game. And I think that has a lot to do with a quarterback from one team who is better than the other at this point in time. And it doesn't matter what his height is, what his projection is. There was one quarterback who is the most important player on the field ever in any sport, played better than one, and then that team won the football game. And I feel it's as simple as that.
You know what? I agree with you, but the coaching staff also didn't give Underwood really a chance to succeed. I think
Did
even the announcer
run once. Was it twice?
I think at one point even the announcer said at some point you have to take the gloves off. You're down by 8, you got to let him be him. And it just seemed like they didn't do it. It's these baby. You got to take the baby gloves off and let him go. Like, I understand he's 18. I understand he just turned 18. He's just out of high school. Game 2, you're in Norman. But at some point, the coaching staff has to let this kid play. And you had chances, and you won the turnover battle. It's a one-score game. And it was like, you're watching, like, I never had that feeling that Michigan was going to win that game. At no point in that game,
I did.
And that's where we're opposite. At no point in that game was I like, okay, we got this. It was constantly waiting for the next shoe to follow, where it was going to be like, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to run the wrong play? Are they going to blow a coverage? Like, what's going to happen next? And I know for Oklahoma being, where were they here? 9 for 17 on third down. The defense did get off the field when they had to. And the game could have been a blowout early, but the defense kept us in it. But, God, make a play.
I think running the ball kept us in it.
Yeah, make a play somewhere.
Always the way to win the football game. But then there is always points. There's always football games where the better team wins. And the better team won. Like,
100%.
I'm not going to sit here and say that we should have won that football game. There was no evidence to prove that Michigan should have won that football game. But what we did see was some mistakes by play calling by the coaches. What we did see was improvement play to play by a very young quarterback. And what we did see, you know what I liked, and we talked about this last night, when Underwood and Haynes got into it on the sideline.
Here, let's show it.
He was frustrated. He's talking to Justice Haynes.
Remember, he's
Klein's trying to get in there.
18 years old, true freshman.
You had a true freshman. You have a transfer running back from Alabama just having a.
Yes. Know what that know what that shows to me? It shows that there's care, that there's want, that there is obsession about winning in that situation. And even though they lost and they didn't play well in certain situations, there's excuse me, but like if there had been no argument on the sideline, I'd be more worried. I don't know if the worry would come in because, it wouldn't have happened. I get what you're saying. But at least that shows that we're trying to get there. And that proves to me that Underwood is a leader. And as a quarterback, as the most important player in any sport, he was trying to express his opinion. They were losing, and he knew they were losing, and he was the one. You know how hard it would be as an 18-year-old? I don't know if I would be able to do it. I don't know if I would be able to do it, to go up to someone who's already played collegiate football and tell him what you think he's doing wrong or their miscommunication. That gave me more hope than any final score.
I think the people who
Underwood appreciates the drive to win. And that's what I'm saying from that clip.
I think anybody who's coming at it with this, Bryce Underwood's not very good. Bryce Underwood, this is what you paid $10 million for, is spewing a lot of verbal diarrhea.
I don't think that the money is worth the talking point.
No,
because
he's not
everyone's getting paid now, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Even though he went 9 for 24, he still put up 142 yards. And he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the main problem.
So I think anyone who's watching this, anyone who's listening, Okay. Have you ever attempted to do something and you did it perfect the first time? That's not how humans work. We learn from our mistakes. And him showing that type of leadership, like, this is something I try and teach to my children. The people I love more than anything in the world is when you make a mistake, instead of being embarrassed by it, instead of not learning, you learn from it. And that's what we should see from that argument on the sideline. Because I'm pretty sure he went for a 75-yard run just after pretty soon after that discussion on the sideline. And no matter how much I pump how much we should get Alabama transfers and how Alabama players, because I know they're not Nick Saban's Alabama anymore. You know the gall it takes as an 18-year-old to walk up to someone who was recruited by Nick Saban to say, let's do this. This is the entire Tom Brady way of life, right?
Do your job.
Like, do your job. That might be Bill Belichick, but at the same time, it is also Tom Brady. And what Underwood was doing in that moment, whether it's ego, whether it's taken as anything else, he went up to a guy who's probably a better football player than him, or probably knows more about football than him. And he said, hey, I'm the guy. I'm the leader. I'm your quarterback. Let's do this. Let's figure it out. And without that conversation on the sideline, I'd rather see that than them just sitting on the bench, right?
Oh yeah, like I'm like you. I really liked it. I like the fact that he went up and
on national television
that he can be a leader, and I'm glad they caught it on camera. And like I said, I don't think he was the problem. I think it was more the play calling. I think there's a lot of concerns coming out of this game. We got to see what happened to some of those offensive linemen that went down.
And that's a whole other story too.
Yeah. The wide receivers, I don't think were very good, even though I think McCauley had 92 yards. It wasn't one of those games. Michigan's gonna have to find a way to get these guys open, rather it's scheme or it's the plays they're running. It's whatever it is, they're gonna need to figure it out.
We are early in this development of Underwood. And I know I keep coming back to Underwood, but he's our quarterback. I don't want to cry. I don't want to be like a Terrell Owens, quarterback. But we need to understand that this is a young kid. And I'm 42 years old. This guy's 18 years old. And he's already handling the pressure correctly. And that's what brings me back to the argument on the sidelines. He's handling the pressure correctly, and he's attempting to make progress, which is all you can ask from anybody. It's all you can ask from anybody. And when you're the most important player on the field and you're getting paid all this money, the money doesn't matter. You're getting paid all this money when you're the most important player on this field. He's the one doing it. He's the one bringing it up. It's not like Justice went up to him and started having this conversation. Bryce went up to Justice and had this conversation. Okay? The passes were off. The play calling was a little off. But
a little off.
We were in Norman, like we keep saying, okay? This was the game. This was the game to show what Michigan is. And even though they came up
Boomer
short, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God.
But I think you could agree. Like a young a young kid showed leadership in an instance where they were down by 2 scores, and that gives me hope for the future. And that's what anything is in life or football, is that if you have a young leader who will show you that he's not scared to speak up, to do what he needs to do to win football games, maybe not in the moment, but in the future. That is what he showed to me last night. Play calling was terrible, okay? We had some good plays. I think Justice Haynes played a very good football game. And like I said last week, you need to run the football to win football games. And in the first half, they attempted that, but we got outclassed by a football team who was better than us. Their quarterback played better than our quarterback, but their quarterback is also 22 years old, I think, and Underwood is 18. Okay, we're not gonna win it this year. We're gonna beat Ohio State. That's obvious, because Ryan Day doesn't know how to coach a football game against Michigan. But we are.
Those days are over.
I just had to throw that in there because Steve was there for me. But like,
I want to reiterate your point, though, Kyle. Like, Underwood going up to Justice Haynes on the sidelines shows a lot about the maturity of him. Shows a lot about where the program will be. You know, and like you said, right now, maybe they're fighting for the future. I don't know what the makeup is. Is this a senior laden team? Is it a junior laden team? Their quarterback's a freshman. That's what I know. And if he's taking control of them right now in his second start, that's promising for the future for any team. When you have the guy making the most money, the guy touching the ball the most, if he's taking control of that locker room right now, wait 1 year, 2 years from now, or the end of the season even. Yeah.
Yes. And like I said, like, he knows he's on camera. Like, everyone who's grown up in the social media world, like Bryce Underwood has, I don't think he's not an idiot, right? He took the money. He left one school to come to another. He's not stupid. So when he's doing that, whether or not it was pure emotion, pure maybe immaturity to do it in such a way, but it doesn't matter. He took that chance. And he went up against a guy, like I said, like I know Nick Saban's gone from the college football, but if you were recruited by Nick Saban at Alabama, you're a good football player and you know how to play football and you're good at your position. And for him to go up to him and be like, bro, figure it out. I don't even know what they were talking about. Because I wasn't there.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Even if he was wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he has that voice, that he wants people to respect him, that he's going to lead that locker room. It goes a long way. And Germany's, I don't know, I understand why you're hiding that helmet behind your head because it's ugly. But man, if you're going to have a prop like that, let people see it.
It was, you know what it was with Haynes and...
It's not an ugly helmet. It's the most beautiful helmet ever created.
It was, I think the whole situation was two alphas going at it, understanding the situation and that things weren't going right and how they were going to fix it.
And I think,
not long after, like Kyle said, then you get to this third quarter and the first play, you break for 75 yards?
Boom. That was huge.
So whatever was said, like as bad as Michigan played, up until late in the fourth quarter, it was a one-score game.
It was, yeah.
The problem was, it was just every opportunity they got, they couldn't take advantage of, and I
that's
think
exactly it. And that's when a better football team wins the football game, and a better team won the football game.
I think it falls back on the coaching too. At some point, you got to let this kid play, and I understand it's only the second game, but it's a one-score game. You're in Norman. You have nothing to lose. Let him do what he has to do. Let him run. Let him throw the ball. I understand he went 9 for 24, but he still had 142 yards with 9 completions. Like, you don't take the ball out of his hands.
About Bryce Underwood. I think that's what Michigan fans and probably what Ohio State fans will revel in, is that I'm not worried about what Bryce Underwood is doing. I'm more worried about the play calling. I'm more worried about the coaching. I'm more worried about injuries and talent. But Bryce didn't do anything wrong. I've heard stuff about mechanics. I've heard stuff about, like, what are you talking about? The guy, he's a child, okay? And he came out and he proved he's a leader. And I think that argument on the sideline in maybe 2-3 years, when we look back, I don't know what's going to happen because NIL and transfer portal, maybe he doesn't even play for Michigan in 2 years.
Yeah, he'll be at Ohio State. I'm like, I'm going to go where I can get developed.
But
yeah,
we've
seen what Ohio State.
He does go to Ohio State, Steve. Would you not look back at that moment where where he took charge and he said, "I'm the leader of this team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy." Even though you're doing all the grunt work to Justice Haynes, even though you're the running back, you're the one destroying your body, trying to win this football game. I'm the leader.
Sure.
Like, get out of here, man.
You're talking about a turning point.
Than him just sitting on the sideline and doing nothing.
Sure. That could be a turning point in the team even this year. I mean, if you think about what you need in a football team, I talked about it earlier on our Buckeye Backers podcast. Football is a very emotional sport. It's very headsy. If you need those guys that are strong in the mind to be able to, and still have it physically too, to be able to take this team to the next level. And you need that on all levels, on all teams, if you're going to win these big games, because there's going to be emotional highs, there's going to be emotional lows. And what Bryce Underwood reminded me of yesterday was that when Terrell Pryor was a freshman at Ohio State starting, and they lost to Penn State at the end of the game on a fumble by him, he grew from that. And you need those low moments as a freshman to develop and learn from as a sophomore and as a junior. And it's possible the end of the season will be different too. I mean, if this is a younger team all around too, I don't know what the offensive line, defensive line, the defense looks like they're playing a little bit young right now. It's also the beginning of the season too. So,
the secondary is very young. And I think that's why in 2 games you're seeing New Mexico put up 217 yards.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma put up 270. Like, that's not good. Like,
no,
it's not,
but I mean, if they're young, they're learning right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes
there it is.
We talked about this earlier.
What a great way to put it.
You don't want your team to be at peak in September.
Yeah,
Where do you go from there?
That's like the Denard Robinson paradox, right? Like, he was the September Heisman consistently, right?
Yeah,
September
that never works out.
Especially now with the expanded playoff, and where one loss never really mattered early in the season when things were the way they were. And now the way it is with the expanded playoff, one loss early in the season is nothing. Like, sure, we might not win the national championship this year, but what our quarterback is going to learn, and I think he proved that he is willing to learn, willing to take a chance, and willing to be that leader. You know how hard that is in real life?
It's like you can go back on this Chris Joseph comment. Like, Boomer, hope to see you in the playoffs. Enjoyed the physical nature of the game. Exactly. He knows it. You know, as an Oklahoma fan, one loss does not take you out of the playoff picture. That's the beauty of the 12-team playoff, and I'm all for it. I love 12-team playoff because you might get the best teams in the playoff by the end of the season.
And even if you don't, you get to see great football, and that's what we're all here for. That's why we're doing podcasts about football. We want to watch football be played at its highest level. And if we don't allow players, young players especially, it doesn't matter about the money to me.
Mhm.
Okay, Michigan's got what in their checking account? $12 billion? Like, who cares? Pay the player. Pay him
Ashtray
for his
money.
image and likeness. Let's play some football and let's show some leadership. And I feel the reason Michigan lost is, and I'm not trying to call out Sharon Moore, okay? He's also a young coach, but his quarterback showed more leadership than he did last night. And I feel like that's a big reason for a loss. We didn't come up on big plays, and the better football team won.
Where do you have to be at by the end of the year for him not to be on a hot seat, Sharon Moore?
9-3.
I was
minimum.
I couldn't get it out of my mouth fast enough. 3 losses are too much.
What I'm hoping for is that after this, and now with Sharon Moore gone, that Chip Lindsey might open it up a little bit, seeing that what Bryce Underwood did. They're going to say, okay, we're going to let this kid play like he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes it takes a big game like that to be like, all right, we can open up the offense a little bit. That's
remember
what
Penn
happened with
State when Jim was gone and Sharon had to coach him?
It's even more now because Sharon can't even be around the team. Jim was there for the 5 days. He just wasn't there on game day. Sharon's literally gone for 2 weeks. So hopefully Lindsey sees what went wrong and just says, okay, we're just going to take the kid gloves off and we're going to let this guy play. We're going to let him be the quarterback.
When does that start? Does that start immediately? Like playing right home? All right,
today.
Separation from the team. Like
Yeah,
you can't do anything. You can't go over
today.
film. That's actually kind of big. Like your head coach can't be over.
Well, that's
there
just
to go over
watch
that.
the Lions
No.
play, dominate Green Bay. Whatever.
So yeah, because we get one more game of him getting, I think it's Central Michigan next week, and then we're on the road to
Nebraska.
Lincoln's. So it's not like it's going to be any easier of an environment.
And that's one of the 3 games that you think is a possibility of a loss at Lincoln.
Yeah, at Lincoln, at
Mike, not
USC, at USC, at Ohio State.
We've
So
already
you're gonna
lost
have
the
to-
game we're going to lose. We're going into Ann Arbor with the useless nuts coming in with only 1 loss. And that's what's going to make this rivalry amazing. That's what makes this rivalry amazing is what I should have said. But like we're losing 1 football game until we go home, until we come back, and then Ohio State comes in and we beat them for. I'm
gonna give Steve credit because, as you said, useless nut. I was expecting this face, but nothing was there.
Steve's got a way better beard than Ryan Day.
Nothing was there, but I was expecting him to make that
There's
face.
a little gray.
Oh,
More
please,
right
bud.
there. Yeah.
I turned 42 this year. I know all about the grays and lower back pain.
And lower back pain. I don't have the back pain yet.
I think when
Just
you,
lucky.
I think for hot seat though, I think the guy who's gonna be on the hot seat fast is gonna be Wink, because if you remember last year, they were missing a lot of tackles.
Mm-hmm.
They missed a lot of tackles yesterday too.
And this play under Harbaugh, when you had Minter and McDonald,
Mm-hmm.
in this play, this sack is made 99% of the time.
Pressure. Mateer escapes and slings it downfield in a traffic catch made.
Like, you can't miss that unabated to the quarterback. You can't miss that tackle.
But
on a 3rd down,
Mateer, like I've said multiple times, he was the better quarterback. He's a great player. How many times did Michigan need a 3-yard, not allow 3 yards to happen, and Mateer got 3.5?
Oh, listen, Kyle, 100%.
How many
it's why
times?
It's why he was the top quarterback in the transfer portal. But when you go unabated to the quarterback, you have to make that hit.
I don't even think it's necessarily that. If you go back and dissect that play, he gets in, pushes the quarterback up in the pocket. There should have been a defensive lineman there creating some pressure too. He should be pushing him up into the pocket.
It's a team
into
sport.
someone
You're
else.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
So no, in years past, you would have had one of those, Graham or someone coming up and putting some pressure on them and getting the sack there. And it would have been like a co-sack. They would have both got credit for it. They didn't have that there. They didn't have the push. If you look, that pocket was clean everywhere else. You got the one guy that beat his man and kind of lost containment because he was rushing upfield so fast.
Yep.
But someone else should have been there getting a little bit of pressure. If you step up on the pocket like that as a quarterback, you cannot have the opportunity to make that throw 50 yards downfield.
And how wide open?
And what a catch, too.
And how wide open? Well, he was also wide open.
But he was wide open because the secondary thought, it all evolves as a play, right? Like, so they see an unabated rusher to the quarterback.
Sure.
And maybe that's bad coaching.
It made him rush the pass too. So if there would have been more pressure in there, he would have made a mistake, right? If you would have had a defensive lineman with his hands in his face, bat the ball, interception, or a sack, like that's probably what would have happened on that play. But the fact that he was clean, it was a clean pocket. He made a nice throw, got it to where only his wide receiver could catch it. I mean, it was over his head. It was a great catch, but
it was
if you
a
have
great
wide
catch
receivers,
and it was a great pass, and it was the better player made the play.
Yes,
that's essentially what it came down to. The better team won, but now we move forward, we learn. Hopefully.
Yeah, get off them damn blocks.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't play 10 yards back.
I hate agreeing.
When they need 3 yards.
But play that again. Look at the cleanness of the pocket. Go ahead and play that.
Pressure. Mateer escapes and slings it downfield.
Literally no one around him.
Zero chance that anyone else was getting close to that ball.
Yep.
And it was like that all night, it seemed.
It did.
And what drives me crazy, it always seems that if they're 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and they show the defensive backs are always 8 yards back, 10 yards back. They never play.
That's one of the things that you have a problem with. You could have great defensive backs and they feed off each other. You get in pressure with your defensive line, it gives the defensive backs time to catch up. Or if your defensive backs are locked down, it gives your defensive line some time to get after the quarterback. Those pieces got to be in place. When you start getting in talent equated games, those pieces have to be in check or you lose the battles.
And I think one of the biggest problems is
athletes.
And I think me and Steve talked about this before. When you're trying to play an NFL defense, you need guys who can run it. Like perfect example, Ohio State. Bringing Matt Patricia, Downs. Perfect guy to run the defense. Very smart, can make the calls, understands the game. I don't think Michigan has that right now. Of somebody who can sit there. We had it when we had Mikey, who was smart, who can make the call, the communication. I think that's what's missing at Michigan. And Martindale's trying to coach the way Minter and McDonald did, but doesn't have that player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Right now.
It's got to develop.
Yeah.
Exactly. It has to develop. And now that we're past this game as Michigan fans or as Michigan football team, the rest of the season doesn't seem too difficult, right? So one loss, the expanded playoff has changed everything. I don't think anyone should be calling for anybody's head. And like as the banner goes by, we lost by 2 scores, and I kept bringing it up last night, Mike. If Michigan was up by 8 points, we'd be scared that they were going to lose because Michigan was never really out of the game until time runs out. Obviously, like that's
did Michigan
obvious part.
Did Michigan score off of their turnovers because they had
Yeah, I think they scored.
They missed a field goal. They might
got
a field points.
Did they get a field goal on that muff punt? Was that what it was?
No, they didn't get nothing on that. They missed.
Yeah, nothing on that. But there was another
interception.
They won the turnover battle. They were winning the rushing yards.
They won the rushing yards.
Pointed that they should win the football game, but they just didn't. Right? Because the better team won.
They made
Better
plays when you
team
need
won.
it.
Now the
You
good
guys
news
both
is,
picked it, right? You guys both picked Oklahoma to win.
Yeah.
in your,
Of
your
course.
first show, first
for
ever
me,
show.
it
You're batting
wasn't-
100%.
What-
Pretty damn
when-
good, fellas.
when we started,
Okay, let's win football games.
it's like I
before
told
we
Kyle
start
when we
giving each
started.
other credit.
It wasn't that they lost for me; it's the way they lost.
Yeah.
Where it reminded me of a lot of the start of last year.
I mean, let's not
I
forget.
don't like the sounds of that for Wolverine fans, but
Let's not forget that, Rich
For me, it's-
Rodriguez was our head coach for a long time, and we went 3-9 in his first year. Okay, we're 1-1, and we have the highly touted young quarterback. I think we need to remember
there's
where
some-
we're at now. And because we've had recent success, and
Mhm.
because we're Michigan fans, obviously, we're Ohio State fans, we're Michigan fans, we're Big Ten fans. It's hard when we don't succeed immediately.
Mhm.
But last night, I keep trying to drill this. It was a failure, but it's not the end of the world, because if Bryce Underwood is who everyone thinks he is, this is only going to make him better. This is only going to make him better. And 1-1 is not a bad thing in today's college football. 1-1 is not
No,
bad.
not at all.
It was even
Not week
wasn't
two.
even bad back in the day. Back when
Sure.
like the regular season was the playoffs.
Mhm.
Early season loss to a ranked opponent. They were 15-18 last night. How Oklahoma was rated lower than Michigan, well, that's what blows my mind. But like, you lost to a ranked opponent week 2, even
Well,
when
Michigan-
it wasn't a playoff, we were still a good football team.
And I think that where a
What
lot
was
of people forget,
Oklahoma? What was Oklahoma's record last year, though? Think about
they were
that.
they were bad
Four.
last year, but
They
they
were
still
pretty
had a
terrible.
They
top.
went 2-6 in the SEC. But
Yeah,
let's
They still had a
remember.
top defense.
Let's remember.
It was their
SEC 's
offense that
tough.
was terrible.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like their defense is a top 10 defense. Like there's NFL talent across that.
Can we start
Agreed.
chanting Big Ten after games? Big Ten, big. That sounds so stupid, doesn't it?
Well, SEC used to do that though. SEC.
Oh, yeah.
SEC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You mentioned we're Big Ten fans. I was rooting for Michigan. I wanted Michigan to win. Yeah, I mean, was it kind of funny when it collapsed on them? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
with-
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's what it
But-
should be. And that's what
but
it
I
should
want-
be.
I really do want the Big Ten to win, and I want them to beat down the SEC for sure. There's nothing bad that happens out of the Big Ten being strong, and I always root for the Big Ten.
Well,
I mean-
we're all there's really only two
I
conferences.
think you're going to see that a lot more now because you're getting this two narrative train going at it with the SEC and the Big Ten,
Yeah,
where it's kind of pushing fans that way.
it seems like it.
And you got both conferences that seem like at some point they're going to pull away,
Mhm.
and it's going to be these two mega conferences. So
Mhm.
I think they're pushing that narrative almost because the SEC has always been the SEC, right?
Mhm.
When a SEC bowl game is going on, the SEC would always root for the SEC, whereas Big Ten was like, hell no, I'm not rooting for Ohio State or I'm not rooting for Penn
Yep.
State. I hope they lose every game.
I'll never
hope they
root
burn in
for
hell.
Ohio State.
I think you're starting to see that because of the Paul Feinbaum's and
Yeah,
ESPN narrative, but then you have like the Fox kind of pushing back at them, and they're kind of both pushing this, which is great for college football.
mm-hmm.
Because with the playoff, you're kind of losing what rivalries mean, but they're kind of manufacturing this SEC Big Ten rivalry where you can use almost any team when they play each other against each other as a rivalry now. Especially if they go to this SEC Big Ten
Schedule.
matchup
Oh my God.
like they do in college basketball with, I think it's the ACC and the
Yep.
Big Ten. Like then you're gonna see some great hatred between the two conferences.
Touche.
Coming back to everything, we lost the game. We lost to a better team. But like I keep attempting, like I was last night, attempting to just drive it in that this makes us better. A loss is never anything anybody wants. But when you have young talent, when you have the most talented, I mean, other people say he's the most talented, right? Like that's what recruiting is all about. But we have this quarterback that is this piece that will hopefully bring us 2 to 3 years of amazing football. It's an early season loss. They made a lot of mistakes. And if they don't prove that they can learn from those mistakes, then yeah, let's get all upset. But they lost to a better team. Matier was the better quarter. That guy, every single time we just needed a stop, no one could stop him. It was crazy.
What this loss definitely does is it drives the pressure up for the Nebraska game.
I have there's no worry in my entire soul, entire body that we're going to lose to Nebraska.
I'm going to share something.
If that's me being cocky, I think it's more hopefully what the whole Michigan staff does is learn from what they just went through in an old Big 12 school. And then we go to another old Big 12 school. Let's win the fucking football game. Rush the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball. Don't let hype and weird things change the narrative of the coaching staff and what we need to do. We just need to win a football game. Run the ball. Run. I feel like a broken record. I'm sorry.
What I would like to see Sharon Moore do is, and I haven't seen it yet, put his own fingerprint on this. I think he has to stop trying to be Jim Harbaugh and be his own coach. Because it has that Jim Harbaugh feel to it still. It doesn't feel like his team yet. And I understand he was there for the Jim years. But at some point, you got to take this over.
He looked like a deer in headlights sometime last night.
Yeah.
I didn't get any confidence. And granted, we're just watching what they present to us at, like ESPN or whoever broadcasted it last night. But like, he did not look confident in any way, shape, or form last night, especially when things weren't going Michigan's way. He did not look like the leader of men.
There was no go ahead, Steve.
Can I share something with you guys? I wanted to get this on the show because I think, it's the GOAT. It's Saban talking about Big Ten versus SEC on the Pat McAfee show. So I'm going to try to share it if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah. Hey, you're the boss.
I just think it's something we all should see. All right, here we go.
For that, but the North is talking a lot of shit right now. Ain't that right?
Rightfully so, too.
The North is talking a lot of shit right now.
Look, can I have a perspective on this?
You can.
Look,
yes, sir. And you get an ISO cam. Watch this.
I think that the SEC was the SEC because of the culture in the South. There wasn't professional football in the South for a long time, and everybody related to the colleges. Okay, we talked about that before. Well, now that doesn't matter. I mean, kids grew up wanting to go to LSU. Kids grew up wanting to go to Alabama. Kids grew up wanting to go to Georgia. Got the money now. They don't mind going to Ohio State. They don't mind going to other places. So that geographic advantage that the Southeast Conference had may be changing a little bit.
Yikes.
Now with a different culture, with name, image, and likeness.
So
you're going to argue with the GOAT? You're going to argue with the guy who says
geographic advantage is paying players. I think that's what
UCLA's in the Big Ten. There's no geographic anything at all.
No, but there is this. The
Stanford's in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
But if you look at the SEC, they pretty much changed the narrative to making other conferences
better,
have to go out to the West Coast. Have
Mm-hmm.
to. Big Ten didn't have a choice. Like, who are you going to get to pull in to match Oklahoma and Texas? You're not going to get that anywhere. You're not going to go unless you get Notre Dame, which they weren't moving. You go out west, man. You get LA schools, you get Oregon, and now you have a match to that. But what he's saying is, you know, specifically the Southeastern Conference, they had their culture and their money bag culture where years ago, if you gave someone $5,000, boom, yeah, I'm going to Alabama. I'll drive a Dodge Stratus, Dodge Charger, whatever.
That's amazing. I'm going to use
and now, you know what? $10,000 is nothing, and you can track all that money. Like,
yeah.
And the Big Ten has historically been the conference that's like, you know what? We're going to obey the rules. We're going to do things by the book, and we're going to turn our brethren in if they do something wrong.
Not everybody.
Yeah, not Ohio State, but you know,
and obviously not Michigan now. I mean,
what do you mean?
And yeah,
there's no cheating scandals.
Kyle, just embrace it. We're gonna put up a Connor Stallings statue of him planting a flag.
All right. Let's get to Steve's point, please.
In Central Michigan gear. Don't forget the main point.
Yeah. You pull up Connor Stalions with his like big nose and mustache sunglasses on the side.
What, you bring up that photo of Ryan Day, which is great because that's what propelled Ohio State to the national title. And I don't think that Michigan fans know it because like every time you slam it in Ohio State fans, they're like, thank you. The ones that really know ball are like, thank you. We needed that. We needed a swift kick in the ass by Michigan. The ultimate emotion for an Ohio State fan that really is truly an Ohio State fan and knows ball a little bit is that picture of Michigan coming out in the shoe. Because that gives me chills just thinking about it right now. Like when the light changed and all of a sudden it's all red as the Michigan team's coming out of the tunnel at Ohio State. Awesome. And that was the exact like emotion that Ohio State needed. They needed that Michigan team that's like, we're not backing down. We might be, 29-point underdogs, 27-point underdogs.
29.
We might be underdog, but guess what? We're going to come in and we're going to give you our best shot. And if you call a game that was terrible as hell, we're going to beat your ass.
Yeah, you're going to keep running your running back right into the greatest defensive player that one team might have ever had. But
it didn't make any sense, but it changed.
It's one of my greatest things. It
was
made
awful.
me feel.
There were reports that the defensive coordinators up in the box were like, I cannot believe that they're doing this. I cannot believe that they're running right into the strength of our team.
But what sport is what have you done for me lately? And talking about the past doesn't win championships. Okay.
Correct.
You have a championship. We have a championship. We can argue about the relevance of championships. But what we
matters
need
is
to
the
do
hardware.
is do it now. It's what have you done for me lately?
You know what? And what you just said there, when I was watching Steve and you guys before, you guys were almost saying the same thing. It's not what you're doing today. It's how you're going to be firing at the end of November going into December.
Yep. You got to think of this whole college football mindset more like the NFL. Like things have changed. When you have this long season now, this is not we're all like ingrained in us and we're brought up to be like one loss is the end of your season. It's over. It's an NFL model now. You can have 2 losses as Ohio State did last year. It's possible you can have 3 if you beat the right teams and if you have the right name.
Even when there was the BCS, didn't USC win with 2 losses?
No.
They did.
Yeah. Did they?
No, they did. Yeah, it was the year everything fell
USC and
apart.
LSU shared the championship for some reason.
LSU beat Ohio State with 2 losses. Ohio State had the one. It was because West Virginia and Rich Rod lost to Pittsburgh the last game.
Pat White.
They were going into the title game, and then it propelled Ohio State LSU.
But that's what we keep because last night's so fresh, right, in our minds, right? And it was a big game. Ohio State beat their big game in week 1. They won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan did not. Okay? So we just need to you need to learn from it and move on.
The problem is we have to retrain ourselves how to watch college football now.
It's different, completely different.
And wait till they go to 16 teams. Then we're going to be retraining ourselves all again on how to.
Wait till they go to 86 teams. Who gives a fuck? Win the football games.
Yes.
Be the better team on Saturday. Be the fucking better team. And
or develop and learn. Or develop and learn from it and be the better team.
Develop and learn from it.
Yeah. The problem is I'm not seeing this coaching staff learn from their mistakes. So we're going to find out.
It's too early to make that. You're entitled to your opinion.
Well, Kyle, they made the
sometimes
same
it takes a
loss.
Year.
They made the same mistakes last year.
More than often, it takes a loss.
Mm-hmm.
More than often, even in real life, you lose something. You make a mistake, and you learn from that. That's why we look up to our fathers. You know, right? Because they made mistakes. They taught us how to be adults, right? So, like, just like life in football is, they made a lot of mistakes last night. We're not going to, the quarterback was better. Their offense was better than our fucking defense. Their defense was better than our fucking offense. We take those mistakes, we take those lessons, and we move forward with it. It's easy peasy. It's not easy to learn and but like that is the key. We need to be better than we were last week, and we move forward and we win fucking football games.
And you better be. You better be better because Ryan Day is coming for you. He is getting that monkey off his back now. The gorilla is gone. He's got 7 straight top 10 wins. You've been waiting for that.
I was waiting to use that.
But right there, right then and there. You don't think Ryan Day learned from that moment? You don't think Ryan Day saw that fucking clip over and over and over again? He didn't know what happened. But know what he did know how to do? He knew how to win every fucking football game after he lost to Michigan. He made a mistake trying to prove that they could run up the gut, that they could do this. And know what he did? He got fucking hardware for it. That's what he did. He learned and he moved on. And that's what we need to do. We need to learn and we need to move on.
I agree with you 100%. But like I said, to me, I don't know. It feels a lot like last year at the start of the season where it's the same mistakes. So
I'm going to leave you two with one thing. If Ryan Day wins this year, watch out. You're not winning for a long time against.
Well, we've already been through that. Don't threaten us with the past. Would you guys win 15 in a row? Fuck.
It's Sunday. NFL football's coming on.
Yeah.
Let's end it like this. Congratulations first, Ohio State 2-0. We're 1-1. But one thing's for sure, at least Michigan can spell.
It's still scary. It's still scary.
Leave it with that.
Scary going into that game.
Then we got another one here. There's the OI.
OIHO.
Good picture though.
So at least we can spell. But no, it's going to be a good
great.
year.
Other than the spelling, you did awesome.
Steve, we're going to be looking forward to having you on during the week. And then, it's going to be good.
How many shows you guys doing? How many shows you guys doing a week?
We're going to do one, I believe, Tuesday night at 9. And then the Sunday recap, if Kyle can wake up on time.
Had nothing to do with that.
Better late than never. Better late than never.
Especially after I had 14 beers and embarrassed myself with my pronunciations of people's names last night. But, gentlemen, let's call it a day. Everybody on the College Football Backers Network, thanks for Thanks for having us, and thanks for watching. collegefootballbackers.com. Check it out. A lot of great
backers. CFbackers.com.
CF Backers, sorry. Lot of
You can
lot
Google
of,
college football backers.
Lions.
lot of great articles by a lot of great writers on it. So check it out. And we will see you this upcoming week and preview the Central Michigan game.
God bless.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Peace out.